I need to thank one of my subscribers, Southern Sniper 74. Others may know him as Country Boy or Chris for setting this interview up with me. On the phone, I have one of the men that brought the heavyweight division to the promised land in the 80s and 90s, and whose comeback has us wishing for those days again. He is a champion who has become a polarizing figure in the boxing world. And ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege of bringing to you Tommy the Duke Morrison. Tommy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man.
Awesome. I saw the pictures of you, and you look better now than you did 15 years ago.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Just staying on a good diet and, staying in the gym and working out. And, we've only got one body. We have to take care of it, And, most people, when they're my age, I'm 41 now, and most people when they're that age, they have a bad back, a bad knee, stuff that's going on. But I've got my health, and that's why I'm pursuing my dream again.
So when we're talking about that and pursuing the dream, you have a bout coming up on March 27th, right?
That's correct.
And who is the opponent?
I believe it's going to be a guy named Damon Reed, who is from the Kansas City area.
And was that Danny Reed?
No, Damon Reed.
Damon Reed. Okay. My apologies.
Yeah, he's pretty well known, journeyman type, but, it's been over years since I fought, so, I think it's going to be a great pocket for us, and, we're going to do something a little different with this. We're going to do a pay-per-view over the internet, for $10, make it affordable for people. Instead of $49.95 or whatever, and have to spice on the undercard dog crap anyway.
Exactly. Now this is going to be at the Hartman Arena in Kansas, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and it's called Heavyweight Heaven. I want to get up.
Yeah, you bet, yeah.
I just want to make sure we got it there. So we got Danny Reed, and like you said, you haven't fought in a year. So what are your expectations now with coming back? You mentioning, being 41, just turned 41.
I didn't say I hadn't fought in years. I said I hadn't fought in a year.
Right. Absolutely. Right.
Yeah, but when you've done something for 32 years of your life, it's like breathing.
Right. And
you don't ever forget how to do it. It becomes a part of you.
Exactly. So what are your expectations?
I'm in the gym every day. That's what I'm doing now. I actually, give private training lessons to people. I'm working with a 16-year-old kid that's got a lot of skill that could possibly be an Olympic champion in the next Olympics. It's pretty exciting. That's what I feel like I want to do is, get more into the training aspect of it whenever I complete what I feel like I need to do.
All right. That's awesome. Okay. With speaking of that, with your coming back and stuff, are there certain guys that you might be looking at coming back and fighting?
There's several on my hit list right now. I'd like to punch James Tony's lights out.
That would be awesome.
And I'm kind of negotiating right now with Ray Bow, who's also in the gym. I should come back. So we would like to have that fight, and we're negotiating right now to have that fight right here in Wichita.
I'd buy that pay-per-view right now.
Yeah, it would be a great fight that people always wanted to see, back in the day. But here we are, so why not?
Absolutely. There's a fighter out there you have a big history with. He just recently fought an MMA boxing fight, lasted 16 seconds, Ray Mercer. I would love to see you take him out.
You know what? That is another fight that me and my girlfriend talk about all the time. That everybody would love to see that fight again. And you know what? That is a strong possibility. We've got feelers out right now trying to get hold of Ray Mercer's contact people so that we could talk about it anyway. You bet. That'd be a great one.
Yeah, I think that would.
I certainly would be up for it.
I mean, when going back into your past and when people start bringing that up, I try to tell people, I'm like, look, he was 22 years old when this fight happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to tell people this. They don't want to listen to me. I tell them, you had just finished, the Rocky. You went from being a well-known fighter to a rock star almost.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
And at 22 years old, I said, you guys have to remember, he was only 22 years old. It's kind of hard to get that mentality back, the training back, right?
Well, that's been a part of me for such a long time. But Morrison, all this newfound having anything in your fingertips type thing was pretty difficult to adjust to, especially when you're trying to pursue heavyweight championship of the world.
Right, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things. Now, what is your take on the current heavyweight division?
Man, I'll tell you what, I don't see anybody out there. I see, and that's why people don't watch boxing right now, because there's no one exciting to watch. There's no one exciting people anymore. I mean, I don't know, boxing goes through this, about every 10 or 12 years. Last time it went through, when Tyson came along back in like 85. Before that it was Larry Holmes.
Exactly, and it was like that. Speaking of Tyson, that you bring him up, how close did you actually come to fighting Tyson?
It was a done deal. We signed the contract just, when I went to Vegas that day, and was in Vegas for that first of, 3 fights. It was a 3-fight contract. I would have fought Tyson on the night that he fought Peter McNeely. That would have been me. That was the plan.
Oh.
But, they told me I tested positive for HIV in Vegas.
Right.
For the last 40 years, I've been making this comeback. I've been requesting, from the athletic commission, a copy of the test I failed. They can't come up with it. They don't have it. They don't know where it's at. They've lost it. We'll change no case. So I don't really. I mean, as crooked as boxing is, I don't even know that it ever even existed. No one ever showed me a paper. No one ever said down and explain, okay, here's proof. There is no proof.
Right.
And they've got me suspended on a suspension list right now. But they can't suspend me. They're gonna, I'll call and say, why am I suspended? They're like, well, you tested positive for HIV back in '96. I'm like, well, where's your test? They don't have it.
Well, weren't they were supposed to...
So take me off the suspension list so I can make a living.
Weren't they supposed to test you twice? But they never...
Yeah, they were supposed to, but they didn't.
Right.
They tested me one time and hustled me out of town.
And it's a great thing that you brought up that, because, I mean, you've tested negative at least 5 times since, if not more.
Yeah, it's been, there's probably a couple dozen. I mean,
right.
And it went on for a long time, but, it doesn't mean anything unless you do it in Vegas. That's like the hub of American boxing at professional levels in Vegas.
Right.
Those are the big dogs.
And with them so quick to cast you out like that, I mean, I can definitely see why I wouldn't even want to.
There's a lot of funny things going on around this guy. Don King, as soon as that happened, he split up the division, had a couple belts, and walked away with an ungodly amount of money. And I was really the only guy in his way of him having all heavyweights, in the top 10 anyway.
Exactly.
That's how you monopolize the sport. If you own all the top, contenders, or at least just a few of them, it gives you a lot of power.
Absolutely.
And Don King's a master at it. That's why people don't like it. They get better because he's better at it than they are. So the guy streaks through 3 nights, 3 hours a night, but he's a workaholic.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's
He's better than they are. That's what I'm at him, and he's black, and that fucking pisses them off even more.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, he's.
Don't worry about that, guys. I'll let a bomb fly there.
He's almost single-handedly ruined the heavyweight division. That's just my opinion. I mean, you don't have to say anything on that.
You're talking about Donnie Dean?
Yeah.
Well, what he's done, he's secured himself. You know, he didn't give a shit about anybody. I mean,
Right.
you know, if having a fighter like Tyson and, you know, under his belt, and he couldn't find a way to treat him right, and, you know, I mean, Don King, well, we were down in Pompano Beach, Florida. You know, I met with him down at his headquarters down there, me and my people, and we're sitting out for 3 days when he ever got this contract. You know, $38.5 million for 3 fights. You know, I mean, the night, like I said, the night he fought Peter McNeely when Tyson, you know, that was supposed to be me.
Yeah.
You know, so that stuff that was fall. You know, the timing was perfect. You know, and who's to say? You know, maybe that's a fight that's still on the table at some point. With the right amount of money. It's certainly a fight that people would still want to see.
That's a definite.
That's what makes them turn on the TV. You know, it's something they want to see. They look across the heavyweight division now. There's nothing they want to see.
Nothing. I mean, we're blessed to have you coming back.
I'm trying to give them what they want, and it's just you know, a political nightmare every time I try to fight. You know.
Well, that's the thing, and that's what, you know, we have to get out there. There's that great the website everybody needs to check out is at www.houseofnumbers.com. They definitely need to go there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just fixing to mention that. And also, there's one called RethinkingAIDS.com.
Yeah, RethinkingAIDS.com is another one, definitely. I went on there and I looked at it and I watched all the you know, the little documentaries that they had going on there, and with Dr. Luc Martinier. I mean, this man discovered the HIV virus. He's going out there and he's telling the people, and people need to educate themselves on this, about the HIV virus and the fact that it's not really linked to AIDS. It's not, you know, I mean, these are things that people need to educate themselves on. They need to find out. They've got to know that this isn't the death sentence. This isn't something that stays in your system. You know.
They scare everybody into believing that crap. You know, all for so they can push their drugs. You know, their pharmaceutical drugs. You know, it ain't rocket science. You know, it's all right there. But you know, people too caught up in their everyday life. They don't pay attention to what's going around them. They're breathing.